2 psi oil pressure. I've just been letting it sit, letting the turbo drain after driving it 40 minutes. Oh my God. Okay, beautiful. Turned it back on and it's still low. 6 psi. Wait, the longer it idles, it's dropping. Hello everyone, I'm Joel. No, I'm just kidding. If you saw my last video, then you know that I teased this car having 2 psi oil pressure. In this video, I'm gonna break into it and try and fix it and solve this. When I rebuilt my engine, I did not know that the oil pump has an O-ring inside of there with a valve and piston, and it's the pressure relief valve inside of the oil pump. So I didn't change any of that when I was rebuilding my engine because I didn't know about it. Now that I know about it, I gotta go in there and make right with what I did. Hopefully the reason why I have 2 psi oil pressure is because of that O-ring, but we're gonna see. Let's get right into it. Now she's ready for surgery. I just did an oil change to 5W30, and that's when it got as low as it did. So this oil is brand new. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's metal flakes in here. Oh no. That trail that it's leaving does not look... Oh, actually... The oil that I just put in a few hundred miles ago was gold, but the oil I had in it before was very dark gray from the factory. Some liquid moly. So that's why it's this dark, but it's still good oil. I thought it'd be metal flaky, but it looks pretty good. I think this is just a mix of those two oils, the gray and then the gold oil. And the way that this skid plate gets held in, drill the holes in the radiator support and then this sandwich plate goes above it. Oh my God, I'm tightening it. What the fuck, man? When did the ratchet move? Holy sh... This is so painful to take this oil pan off because for the first time ever, I have a non-leaking engine at all. It is completely clean everywhere. And I gotta rip that seal out. So I'm gonna hope and pray to the BMW guys that this thing does not leak after I'm done with this. This is insane. This steering coupler is fully loose. And I would not have checked this. I would have just kept driving this car and my wheels would have literally fallen off of this car. Holy. Ow. There we go. That's nice and out of the way. Oh shit, nut. Oh my God, this is touching my control arm bushing. And my control on bushing is like melting, bro. Yo! Yeah, this definitely is partly why I have some vibration in my front end. These Diagnosing mounts are shot. Completely deformed. Okay, well, looks like I'm gonna have to order some new ones tonight. Is this side that was not heat treated by the exhaust also cooked? Oh my God! That one's not even cooked by the exhaust. Nice. Let's go logistics. Oh yeah, it'll come down with it. I got it out. Oh, about to be.
Yep.
Alright, I think the steering coupler is the last thing that really wants to come out. Oh my God, that's so satisfying. Oh my God, that's so sick.
Oh yeah.
I think outside the box.
Oh yeah, I fucking love box.
Me too. Let's go.
Where are we going?
To the country road, West Virginia.
Want to record in your radiator fins?
Okay.
Would that be a good spot for them?
Yeah, do it. And then when you get it in there, pull down. Make sure it's actually hooked
dare
on.
me to?
Yeah, pull down hard though. I have so much more room now. This is definitely enough to snake this oil pan right out. I'm making sure to undo the dipstick so I can pull this out. I have it bolted in under my intake manifold so that it doesn't leak any oil. Because if it's able to move up and down, I feel like it leaks. I always forget these bolts on the transmission that hold this oil pan on. Damn, this oil pan gasket stuck to the timing cover. It was sealing up well. I'm definitely gonna have to take this pickup off right here.
Yeah.
There we go. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, just leave it there. Right?
Well, it's in there now. Holy shit. Nice. Nice.
Well.
Shit, I should have checked if it was actually tight, but it didn't really look like it. There she goes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
When I rebuilt my engine, I also skimped out on these. Now that I'm gonna actually be going on the track and driving this car extremely hard, I wanna make sure that my oil pump is 100% sorted. These oil pumps are known for shearing right here at the threads or just straight breaking off or just having some kind of failure point here because it's a stud and it's very weak. But this, they turn it into a straight up solid threaded shaft, which is perfect for what we're doing. And then in the meantime, I also am gonna weld in this oil pan baffle. I need this because I'm gonna be doing high G-force turns in this car and I wanna make sure that my engine is not starving of oil. Because I know my fuel is 100% sorted, but now with this in here, I will know my oil is 100% sorted as well. I'm praying that this thing running at 2 PSI didn't add scoring because when I rebuilt the engine, there was no scoring on this rotor. I think it has a line in it. I cannot lie, it definitely has a little line in it. shit, this actually is gonna pop out. Actually got some safety glasses, yeah.
Let me look.
Let me look.
Oh. There you go.
Okay. This thing is cooked, bro. This lens is absolutely soaked in oil. Dude, that's a proper plastic O-ring. That thing is smoked as fuck. There should be one more thing in here. Ha! Had to finger her. There it is. Oh! Yeah, this definitely needed to get done. Let's see. Is this one? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. It's not really scientific, but I think this O-ring is more critical. This is the closest O-ring to the oil pump possible. It's the same diameter as what it's trying to seal, and even smaller vertically. Pretty sure the new O-ring is just gonna fill up that whole cavity and then stick outwards on the sides a little to actually seal. Here's a whole new one of these pistons. Oh my God, no way. This is not the right one. This is not the right O-ring. Bro, what is this? I got the new O-ring from the dealership, and I can't lie, it's looking very small. There we go. And I always like to go around the O-ring with my fingers and make sure it's sitting fully flat and it's not like twisted and pinched a little, because that's the perfect way to rip an O-ring. Here's a shot of the old and new. Let's see how much oil pressure I gain with this. I'm gonna fill that up with some assembly lube. Get all this back together. Nice, that should be enough. I did use a lot because this is the heart of the engine. I don't want it to be dry, not 1 millisecond. Got it, nice. Hold on. Nice. I feel so much better now that that is changed. Next, I have to press this inner rotor onto this shaft. And I have to get this perfectly in the same spot on the new shaft. I'm gonna do that with this dial caliper. It's right at 14.5 millimeters on this side, 34.5 millimeters on this end. Let me see if wood will withstand the pressures of getting this off. Oh yeah, that's not good. Okay, now I think I'm cooking. This actually could work. Ooh. There it is. Yes. Yeah, this is a horrible idea. Get my hands out of the crossfire. No, this is a fucking horrible idea. This is crazy. Nah, when I look at the camera, this is absolutely insane. Yep, look at that. Okay, well. Holy shit, this is terrifying. No! Fuck, the rotor. God damn it. Hopefully it's hard enough to not get chipped. I should have been holding on to that. Is there any damage on this thing now? Thankfully, it does appear that this is a very hard metal and there's no marks on it. Now I need to make sure that this is perfectly straight. Nice. Nice. That does not sound good, yo. Shit, I went a little bit too far. That's annoying. Instead of trying to do this like a scrub with no mark, just put a tiny little Sharpie mark there. I'm just going very slowly so that the next pop is just enough to just cover that line. Oh, I think that just about is it. That was the measurement previously, and now getting it dead on, it's just about the same. That's close enough. And on the other side, it's right around there, kinda. Someone in the Facebook group said that these oil pumps are very susceptible to oil pressure drops the moment that there's any kind of scoring on it. But I want to get my car back together to go to this drift event in 2 days. And I really want to see how much pressure I gained from this pressure relief valve, O-ring, and the spring. When you're rebuilding an oil pump, this is basically the main thing you got to change. And I did not know that this existed when I was rebuilding my engine. I completely glossed over this, and I only just took it apart, saw that it was fine, and then put it back together. And new oil pumps I think are $600, genuine BMW. I don't know what people get. Maybe that's the one that people get when they say they got a new pump. Not too sure. I want to make sure I get no contaminants inside of here, because any kind of little contaminants in here is going to cause major gouging. You can see that valve on the back. That's what I rebuilt. I'm going to get a bunch of assembly lube in there. They do also say that you should fill this with oil. So I'll do that once it's all back together. The square has to go towards the inside. Basically every single 10 mil on the whole 24 valve engine gets torqued down to 10 Newton meters. Anything that spins that you care about gets blue Loctite. 23 Newton meters. Ow! Jesus! Holy moly. That was ignorant, but we're good. Nice. I wrapped both of them around. Now grab one and put it under this. Looks kind of sloppy, but that should be fine. I don't really know if the safety wire should actually be tight, but yeah, that's definitely fine. The stock baffle is held in by this one rivet right here. I'm gonna grind this down and then it's gonna slide out from in there. I might have gone a little more than I needed to, but it's out. Let's go. It pulled the rubber plugs out with it, but that's definitely something you want to take out. You don't want these rubber pieces dangling around in your oil pan. I could definitely see why that new baffle is very important for racing, because there is so much space in there behind that stock baffle. So with the stock baffle, all the oil that's in that backside compartment can't really quickly get to the actual pickup tube during a high G-force turn. So with these, it allows oil to quickly get to the pickup. And then when you take a turn in the opposite direction, it works like factory, where it's just blocked off. That is so good. Now comes the moment of truth. If there's no damage on these rod bearings, that means I caught it just in time. That is what I want. Hopefully there's no damage. I think I should just screw these bolts in and then tap them to push the whole piston and rods up. Yes, that is definitely the best way to do that. Now I can just pull it back down onto the crankshaft. This is the wear on the rod bearing. It looks normal. Those little lines and marks just looks like it's just from the forces of the actual crankshaft pushing the whole rod up and down. But yeah, there's no marks, scoring, dirt, nothing. That's mainly what I'm looking for. So she's good to go back in. Yes! This is the brake oil that I used when I built in the engine. I'm just gonna coat this bearing up in this again, just like old times. Throw that back in there. So now I just need to make sure that this notch lines up with the notch on the actual rod. And that's all I gotta look for. Let's go. Yeah, the crankshaft looks really good too. This is amazing news. And then I'm gonna tighten these up to 43 foot-pounds. She should be good to go. Nice and evenly. I do not want to put any stresses onto that bearing. Perfect. Putting the oil pan baffle in position. It's not sitting all the way, and it looks like it's only getting caught up under that little hump right there. So a little bit of clearancing, and let's see if it fits perfectly. So down here it's flat. It's gonna get one weld here and then another here. But up top, it needs a weld over here as well. So I need to get it scooched back a little more. It's now clearing up here, but the corners of the bottom of that baffle right there have to get rounded over some more. It's getting caught in that casting. Okay, that did not work because there's like a little wall behind the baffle right there. It turns immediately right there, so it's not gonna go in anymore, which means I'm definitely gonna have to bend something for it to fit better. But it's only held in by rivets. Are the rivets gonna be able to withstand bending the aluminum? The last little fitment issue with this baffle, this makes me very uncomfortable. So I'm gonna try and give it just a small bend. I got the oil pan and baffle nice and degreased in the parts washer. So these are ready for welding now. The welder at my dad's shop did not want to cooperate, so I had my boy weld this up. And it's ready to get installed now. The baffles are doing their job. That's all I need. I used the parts washer and rinsed it for like 20 minutes straight, so I pray there's no more metal shavings from the welding process. I'm gonna change these control arm bushings out real quick. These garagistic control arm bushings are probably like 6 years old, and they just entirely shrunk down. I ended up going with some Condor bushings. Condor uses a specific type of material, and I did not know that it was that hard. That's crazy. That's crazy, but it should work well. I hope these... Yes, okay. I was gonna say, I hope these don't just fall right in, because that would suck. So it was bottoming out. For this one, I can just use this second housing, but for the next one, I have no idea how I'm gonna bottom that out. I don't have any fixtures. There she is. Damn, that is so much better than the other one I had in there. Oh, I guess you could just press those in with a hammer. That worked out really well. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. I guess that's just how it is. I'm tightening this up before I get the subframe up. And I can't get an Allen head on that bolt, so I'm just vice gripping around the Allen head. What? It's tight. Where's all that play coming from? Oh, am I loosening it? I am. So it was tight. It was tight, so bolts are not the issue. Where was all that play coming? I don't know. These go to 16 foot-pounds. That's pretty normal, I think. Now, it is so crucial to have a clean surface for the oil pan gasket. When I welded this bung onto this oil pan, I preheated it way too hot, forgetting the fact that I could warp the flange, and I did warp it, but I had no leaks. Doing a nice, generous layer of black RTV, and then letting it sit for 1 hour. Every time I let it sit for 1 hour, it never leaks. So I'm just gonna drop this oil pan gasket on top of that black RTV and let it sit for an hour. I forgot to press record, but a little bit of RTV right there. Not too thick, but also not too thin. To hold the gasket in while I place it, just dropping in some zip ties. Perfect, it's ready for install. Making sure to get all that old RTV off and degreased as well. Here it does not need to be too thick, nice and thin. And the reason why you want to let it sit for an hour is because after an hour, this RTV turns very rubbery and turns into an actual rubber gasket, which once you tighten it after that, that is when you will get no leaks. But if you tighten it all the way while it's still wet, it's gonna be a lot thinner than if you let it dry for an hour. Holy shit, I have RTV everywhere now. Oh my fucking goodness, bro. Now we'll go into the bathroom. What the fuck, bro? I had to stick the whole pan sideways so that I could get this pickup into the baffle. It's like such close tolerances. That pickup barely wanted to go on. Holy shit, I almost. God, holy shit, bro. It's an OVO come through my thing. It's been an hour and 25 since I put the RTV on. I always forget that these bolts are a little bit longer, and if you try and put them anywhere else, they bottom out and they don't like going in. So I need to always remember that. Like, this is a long one right here. Ooh. Oh, shit. There you go. That's in. No, did I press these in backwards? Fuck, I think I did. The control arm bushings are backwards, bro. Finally, I was able to wrestle the subframe in. It did not want to go on both dowels at the same time with the jack in the middle. So I got one side in, bolted it in as much as I could, and then I came and put the jack on this side. I guess it flexed the subframe like this a little bit and got that dowel in. I was actually getting really scared that my chassis was twisted and my subframe wasn't gonna go back in, but thankfully I got it back on. Since this is an M52 power steering pump on an M50 oil filter housing, it needs 4 of these stock head bolt washers, and these work perfectly. What the hell, that was unlocked? What up, my brother?
Huh?
You startled me, I did not know that was unlocked. I had to loosen this high pressure line because it was kinked so bad. Now I gotta get it kinda better, but it's still not looking pretty. The power steering pump, belt, and reservoir are all bolted in, so we can add some oil now. This is the same oil that came out of it. I want to keep as many variables the same so that I can see how many PSI I actually gain. Oh wow. And there was no metal shavings inside of this oil, so I feel really good with reusing it. I'm about half a quart low, which is accurate because I read 5.5 quarts between the two that I just poured in it. I'm using 5W30, fuse 11 for the fuel pump. Now I'm gonna just pull the spark plugs out real quick so that the engine has no resistance when I'm cranking it over while I build up the initial oil pressure. Alright, she's ready to get cranked over. Here's a peek at how my spark plugs have been firing. I like that they're not covered in black. This actually looks a lot better than when I tuned it on my own. Yes. Hey, it's climbing. Damn, at cranking it has 10 PSI. Now all this can get installed just like that. When the oil was warm, I had 6 PSI, but right after doing really hard pulls, it got down to 2. So, and when I first started it, it would be at around 50. I have never seen it jump up that quick, and that pressure relief valve I'm pretty sure is at 60 PSI, so it's never gonna go above 60. That's what we like to see. While the E30 warms up, I'm gonna swap these over. Yeah, I deserve this. Yo, it's the exact same oil pressure. Oh shit. Okay, well, I guess I can confidently buy a new oil pump no matter how expensive it is, because this is just not cutting it. This is too low. Regardless of the fact 5W30 is not good enough for this engine. I am not comfortable because with the 5W40, it never went down below 6. And now with the 5W30, it's just not good. I meant just to lift a little bit, but the G-forces made me fully lift off. That is so different to the simulator. Oh my God, there's so many people. I have never seen the track this packed. Oh my God, there's so many people everywhere. I just drove 1 whole hour. My oil temp can't be more up to temp. And it's at 12 PSI, 14 PSI. Let's fucking go. I don't know why last night it said 6 PSI. It was low last night, but now, I don't know what happened. It's mint now. So the fix actually worked. It's at even 16 PSI. Oh my God. The car's been idling for like 30 minutes and it's low again. I don't know why it's at 6 PSI. Yeah, I don't even know. Now since it went back down to the 6 PSI and I think it just needs a new oil pump. Damn, what a roller coaster of emotions. Thinking I need one, then thinking that I don't need one, then thinking again that I do need one. Let me know what you guys think. I know you guys are just gonna say get a new one. So I'm gonna do that off camera and I'm gonna get this sorted. Follow me on Instagram at E30Joel to stay up to date with everything that I'm doing and to stay updated with the oil pump situation, because I probably won't include that in a video again because it's getting dragged on. Thank you guys for watching so much though. I appreciate you all very much. Have a good one.